Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live today on Wednesday. I know, I'm usually Monday. I'm thinking I'm going to switch up my Monday lives just because the weather is starting to get very nice here, and sometimes we like to extend our weekend. So I'm thinking I'm going to switch it around. I'm not really sure, just make sure that you are a subscriber so you get notified when I go live. We will continue on with the Thursday night One Sheet Wonder. That is 8 p.m. on Thursdays. So let me make sure that we are good here on YouTube. Well, I can see I'm on YouTube, but I want to make sure I'm good on Facebook. Yes, I am. So today we are going to be using pretty much 4 different prints, and we're going to be creating 4 different flip card examples. So did you know that you can do the corner flip card 4 different ways? Well, you can. You've maybe done all of these different ways at one time or another, but today I'm going to show you all 4 in one sitting. It's because a lot of times we see it one way and we don't think about doing it a different way. So today I'm going to show you 4 different ways. Hello, Gwen. Thanks for joining me. Let me see if I have any. Yes. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me. So let me change the camera and we'll get started. Whoops. There we go. So I would say the hardest part to these corner flip cards is your measuring. You have to be pretty precise in your measuring to get a nice square corner. So that is my #1 tip. The first card we're going to be doing, the card base is the Knight of Navy. It's kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can grab a pencil. I'll see if I can't get a white watercolor pencil here, because I can erase that after, so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing you're going to do, I've scored, this is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. I'm just going to fold it on that score line so that you can kind of see. This is your card front, opens like this normally. All right, so we're going to measure down 3 inches from the top. So 3 inches, and I'm going to put a little mark there. And then I'm going to measure over from the top at 3 inches. So I did the side, now I'm going to mark the top at 3 inches. And now we're going to move this down to my mark here, and we're going to mark right here at 3. That would be 3 inches into the center there. Now I'm going to switch this around, and I'm going to mark this, now that I have my points, at 5/8 of an inch. It's that 1/8 of an inch mark after the 1/2 inch. All right, and we're going to do the same on the side here. So I'm going to put my ruler at the side at 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to do a little mark. Those marks are very important for your cutting. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Hello, everyone. Now, this is my scoring blade. It's the lighter color. And then the darker one is your cutting blade. And on the side, can't really see, but there's a line here on both sides. So that will show me where I'm cutting, which is pretty important. If I had, let me see. I'm going to show you a trick so you can see your measurement lines a little easier. I'm going to just go the full width maybe. I'm going to just do a 1/4 of an inch. And yeah, you probably don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do a 1/4 of an inch, or I'm going to adhere that with some glue. And I'm going to put that right like that. So now do you see, I can see my numbers and my lines. So there's a little line here, so I'm gonna know where that 5/8 of an inch is on my trimmer score here. So I'm gonna line this up at my mark. So it should be at like 5.5, the end here. I'm gonna put my blade at that 7/8 of an inch. Now I think I am going to stand up for this. So you don't need to see me stand up. So I get my measurement right on, because like I said, it's very important to get your measuring. So that's at 5/8 of an inch, and I'm going to cut down to 3, which is right there, and that's where, and now I'm going to turn it. It should be at 3 inches there, and I'm going to put it at 5/8 of an inch again. And I'm going to cut down to 3. And that looks good. All right, so now I have my cutout, and when you flip it down. And then I like to square it up like so, and then press. Some people will score. I think I get a better square if I just eyeball it, which it helps if I have my glasses on. Like so, and then take your bone folder and press down on those scored, hand scored lines. It's hard, really hard to see with that navy, but once we get our cardstock on there. Now I chose this gorgeous Hues of Happiness. It is the Designer Series paper. It is on the retired list, but it is still available. I went and checked before I went live, and yes, it is still available. It coordinates with the Happiness Abounds bundle, which is still available. I went and checked. And I cut this piece 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's exactly the same size as our card front. So now to cut it so that it fits in our section here, I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And we know that we want the right-hand side to have that square out. So I'm going to line this up at 3 inches. No, actually, I'm going to line this up. This is 4 1/4. So I want to take off 1 1/4 to get 3. That will leave me my 3 inches. So I'm going to line this up at 1 1/4. And I am going to cut down to 3 inches. Now that I got that white there, I can see much better where my 3 inches is. And now I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to put it at 3 inches. And I'm going to cut up to that 1 1/4 inch. It should be cut until I feel that come out. All right, so now I'm going to lay my card flat again, and we're going to put this piece in here, just how we're going to attach it. Make sure that it's not coming. It looks like it'll be okay. And now I just need to place that in there so that I can bend it enough that I can kind of get those angles. But I think then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut on that angle. And that looks good. Then this one is going to be just like that. Make sure that we're good here. Let's do a flip. That looks pretty good. We're going to just cover that up on the inside. So we should be good to go. So I'm going to stick that down. I got to cut. I must have not cut that right. Let me go in here. Now that it's sticky. Ah! How about if I bend it? I didn't cut down far enough on my designer series paper here. We'll put it this way. There we go. I didn't get my 3-inch cut in there. That should be 3-inch square. All right, perfect. That's why you watch the video, then you do your cuts. All right, so I'm gonna mat this evenly, top side, bottom. Then we have our flip. So you can take your piece that should have been 3 by 3 square, which it's not. It would still work on the inside if you want to cover up your. Let's see, how would I could do it like that, cut that down. We're going to cut that. Let's see, what did I end up doing? 2.5. 2.5. We make do. It should have been 3 by 3. There we go. Now for the inside, I'm going to put my white. And this is 4 by 5.25. And then I did have a little strip. Oh, here it is. I have a little strip of that same designer series paper. Good morning. Put that there. Okay, so now we need to decorate our strip. So that 3 by 3 that would have been cut out, that I did cut correctly, what we put it on the inside, but you can cut another piece of designer series paper or use your cutout, and I trimmed it down to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, so you can see it's just the back side of that. We're going to attach that on our 3 by 3 square here on the front. By making it 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, we have a little bit of that night of navy showing all the way around. Then I took the coordinating paper and I die cut one of the navy. I also have pink. What do you think? Pink? Pink or navy? Let me know and I'll do it on the next card. I'll do navy on this one because I like the navy and the yellow. I took the stamp set, which is the Happiness Abounds, and I took these stylish stitched dies to make the banner, and then the sentiment is from the Happiness Abounds stamp set. I'm going to add a little strip of Night of Navy to the back side. That's a little crooked on that end. And I'm going to just kind of flag the end. We're going to pop this up. That should be good. I'm going to miss this paper. I'm going to put this on first. I love this paper. I was happy to see it is still available. So you have until basically either it runs out and there's no more supply, or the retired list ends May 1st, because the new catalog begins on May 2nd. And I just got mine, and ooh, I really haven't even had a chance to look through it yet, but from what I've seen, gorgeous. So we're gonna put maybe a couple of those leaves on. Maybe like that. And I'm gonna bring in some of those little mini dimensionals. All right, so I'm sure you've probably made this corner card before in the vertical direction. So we're going to do it 4 different ways today, and some you might have done, and some might thought, oh, I never thought to do it that way. So we're going to slip that under there like so. Then I'm going to come in with some of those gorgeous pearls that also are on the retired list, and they're at $3. Now, I forgot to check to see if they're still available. Last time I checked, they were, but at $3 a pack, I think they probably went pretty quickly. So check that out. If they don't come up when you place in the number, it means they're sold out. So for the next card, I'm going to be doing, okay, pink. So the next one I will do pink. So this is your vertical, just like that. Pretty nice. Now you can do the exact same card. This would be the same. I did the same measurements, the same cutting, everything the same. But now we're just going to change the direction of it. We have our piece that we're going to put here. So you can do the same exact card. So if you're using Designer Series paper that is directional and you mess up and you have it going in the wrong direction, just turn it and you have yourself a whole new look, whole nother card. You don't have to throw your paper away. I'm going to put this on the side here. We're going to put this on the inside. So like I said, the measurements were the exact same as this one, but now we're just turning it and making it horizontal, like so. One thing I did not do, sometimes is that seems to be down pretty good. Sometimes I'll tack that, which maybe I'll do on this one. Tack that corner shut. We're going to do the same thing. Got our banner strip. We're going to put that on. Give our ends a little flag. We're going to pop that up. This time I will use the pink. So we'll put that across the bottom like so. We'll come in with that pink one. Put a couple dimensionals on that. Pink. We'll come in with our leaves. And these are all die cut. The bundle has the dies that coordinate with the paper. For the leaves, I think there's 3 or 4 different flower dies. I'm going to tuck that in there. And tuck that one over here. Bring in those pearls. I like them both. I like the navy with the yellow. This one's got a little bit more blue and green. The print is different on depending on the section that you use. All right, so there's vertical, horizontal, corner flip. Now for the inside, if you don't like that, it's hard. I mean, it's really, they can't really see. I can, but I don't think it looks bad. But you could cover it with a piece like I did on this one if you like. Or I think this draws attention to it. You could put white so you had another place to write if you wanted to, or you could put some more flowers. I don't know, the choice is yours. You can decorate it however you like, but that's the vertical horizontal. Now the next one, the card base is white, and this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. We're going to do the same measurements. Here's I'm going to fold that in half at 4 1/4. I'm going to measure down from the side, and this time I'm going to use my pencil, at 3 inches. And then I'm going to measure across the top, or you can do the top first, then the side. It really doesn't matter. 3 inches. Come back down here. Where's my line? Here's my line. I'm going to make sure my ruler is straight, so my line is on there straight. All right, 3 inches, make a mark. Okay, now I'm going to come down. I'm going to line those up, and I'm going to come down 5/8 of an inch, make a mark. And I'm going to come over from the side 5/8 of an inch and make a mark. All right, we're going to bring in our trimmer again. All right, we're going to line this up. I'm going to start on the side here at 3 inches. And I'm going to stand up again so I can get at my 5/8 inch. Very touchy. And go down to that 3. Perfect. And now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to line it up at that 5/8, and I'm going to cut down to 3 again. There we go. Now just take your pencil eraser and erase your lines. And then flip. And straighten it out. Keep it straight. That looks good. Once you get it nice and straight, you can come in with your bone folder. All right, so now for this one, I'm going to make a graduation card. Graduation is on the horizon. So I use the Enjoy the Journey Designer Series paper, which is on the retired list and is still available, along with, I'm going to need this, the stamp set that coordinates with it is the Greatest Journey. Now the stamp set is still available on the retired list of stuff, but the coordinating dies are not. So you can still get the stamp set, you can't get the dies, you can't get the bundle. You can still get the paper. I think this set makes a great graduation card. All right, so now I have 2 pieces. And this is cut 4 by 4, so we're going to have a little bit of that card base showing. So because it's 4 by 4, I am going to line it up at 1 inch. And I'm going to cut down to, I can see it moved a hair. I'm going to cut down to 3. All right, and then I'm going to turn this at 1 inch. And I'm going to cut up to 1 inch. You should be able to, yep, pull that little piece out. So I have this piece that's going to go under here. And now I'm going to take another piece of the same print and I'm going to do it the opposite. So I want my square out here. So I'm going to line it up at 1 inch and cut to 3. All right, and then I'm going to line this side up at 1 inch and I'm going to cut up to that 1 inch mark. There we go. So I have this piece, I can cover my square. Let's do this part first. Flip that back. This is going to be attached just like this with a little bit of that edge of the cardstock showing. And then I want to trim off that little piece there. And I can do that with my scissors. So that when I flip it over, when I do my flip, that's not going to interfere. All right, so let's go ahead and attach that. So now we're creating a square corner flip card. So I'm going to bring that in. That's going to flip. And I can go ahead and tack that corner down just like that. This piece we cut here is going to go inside like that. So when the card is closed, you've got, it looks like squared. Just another different way you can decorate your inside to coordinate with your outside. There we go, just like that. Burnish that a little bit better. There we go. So now for the inside, you could put this over here to cover that up. You could cut it down if you didn't want it so big. You can leave it white. I don't know. You tell me, what do you want me to do? And I'll do it. So for the front part, what I did was, this is from the same paper, but I took the little mountains with the trees. And in the stamp set, Greatest Journey, you belong among the stars. And then on the inside, I'm going to put wishing you joy in this next adventure. So that's why I said it makes a perfect graduation card. So I'm going to take the shaded spruce ink and we're going to stamp the first sentiment on the front right here in the upper corner like so. And then inside in our little square out piece here, we're going to stamp the wishing you joy in this next adventure, just like that. And now we're going to put this on the front. And I'm not going to mat that. I'm just doing, it's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So there's our graduation square corner flip card. So what do you think? Should I put the paper inside? Okay. Should I cut it down or leave it that big? It just seems so huge when you got that little square corner flip. Not too bad though. Cut it down. I will cut it down. So I will cut it down to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And we'll see how that is. I might want to go 2.5 by 2.5. I think if I do 2.5 by 2.5, it's about the same size as that little opening we have there. So 2.5 by 2.5. And I think that will be perfect. And I just want to make sure my stripes, I could even go a little bit of a border around. I'll go flush. You guys, when you do yours, you can decide if you want a little border, if you want to go flush. So there is your corner flip card, square, cute for graduation. And I didn't think it required any decoration to it. Now this fourth one that we're going to do, the measurements are a bit different. And it is going to hold a gift card. So this would be another one that you could do for graduation or a wedding because it will hold a gift card. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. This is 5.5 by 8.5. And now I'm going to come in here with my ruler. I'm going to start at the side, and again, we're going to make a 3 by 3 square. So I'm going to mark at 3 inches, and then I'm going to come across the top here and mark at 3 inches. And then I'm going to come in from my side and mark my center here at 3 inches. I want to make sure that I am straight. So if I lay that there, yes, okay. So now I'm going to mark from the top. I'm going to mark down this time, instead of 5/8, I'm going to do 7/8 of an inch. I just want to move that down so I can make my mark here. 7/8 of an inch instead of 5/8. And you're going to do the same from the side. So you're going to 7/8 of an inch is that 1/8 of an inch before 1 inch. And I'm going to make my mark. All right, now I'm going to bring this in at that, which comes out to be 5.5. That was my 3-inch mark. And I'm going to put my blade now at that 7/8 of an inch. And I'm going to cut down to 3. All right, and we're going to turn it at that 3 inch. Put my cutter at 7/8 of an inch and cut down to 3. One way didn't get, there we go. All right. And now I'm going to take my eraser and erase those pencil marks. Okay, I'm going to fold on that score line. I'm picking up, oh, it's green. I was going to say I'm picking up something. All right, so there's our flip. All right, so we're going to flip it over. And before I get it, I want to make sure that it's straight before I push all my pieces down. That looks good. All right. So there's our corner flip. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our designer series paper. This is the Regency Park, which is on the retired list, but is still available, and it's also part of my Stamp Camp at Home Card Club Kit Club. You get it this month. You get the whole pack, club members. So if you would like to join my club, make sure that you visit my blog, The Stamp Camp, and check that out. We're going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5. I've been doing lots with this paper, so lots of ideas. Plus my club members get lots of ideas. Then I have a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to attach those two together. And then after this, I'm going to show you another flip that I did by accident, but I thought it turned out pretty cool. So it really may be 5 different fun fold corner flip cards. So I have my paper mounted. Now I'm going to take my ruler, and from the left hand corner I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 inch. And then from the bottom corner I'm going to make a mark at 1.5 inches. Alright, now I'm going to place this in my cutter here. I'm going to line up that 1/2 inch and the 1.5 inch in my trimmer here. And we're going to cut on that diagonal. Now if I did this correctly, that should fit nicely with a little bit of that edge showing and not get in the way when we do our flip, which so far it looks good. I'm going to put my adhesive only on the outside edges. And then I'm going to place this in like so. We're going to do our flip. And when you come to the inside, you see this is that white from the angle, but that's what we need for our gift card. So our gift card will slide right down in there. You're not going to see it from the front because we're putting it behind that white. But to cover that up, I didn't cut my size. I need a piece of white. You could leave it like that, it looks fine, but I'm going to cut a piece of white that is 2.5. Okay. Let me see. I think it needs to be 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. All right, and we're going to just slip that on an angle and slip that in there. Now you can make it so that you have a little bit of that edge showing. It just makes it a little cleaner. And then when you put your... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack that down. I like a little bit of red showing, but you can do it without the red showing. When you put your gift card in, angle it and then down, and then you can't see it from the front. So for the inside, I have a piece of white that is 4 by 5 1/4. Going to add that. And then for the front, I have a piece. Now I can tack this down. I have a piece of white that is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And that's going to go there. And then the same paper as that, I'm going to flip it and use the back side. We're going to put that on. So that goes like that. Then I took the coordinating, because was the Regency Park, you got 2 bundles that coordinate with it, and both bundles are carried over into the new catalog. The only difference is they are no longer bundled in the new catalog. So if you purchase them now, which you can purchase them now, in the bundle form, you're going to save 10%. In the new catalog, they're going to be, everything is sold separately. So the Pedal Park has a coordinating punch that goes with it. And the Sentimental Park has coordinating dies. So I took the die from here and die cut that with white. The sentiment that I'm going to use is from here, and it's the Celebrate You. I combined the Celebrate, Let's Celebrate, and then the You. And then I went ahead and stamped the Pedal Park flowers. So let me bring those in. And I did those, I got a pile here. I did them in Mary Merlot and then the Sweet Sorbet and punched them out. All right. Now that piece that I trimmed off, if you wanted to, you could stick that in the inside. And then it's kind of like that last graduation card I showed you. I'm trying to get this lined up perfect, because it's going to go on the white. So when you open it up, you still have your room to write here, but when it's closed, it's finished. So let me know, do you want me to stick this on the inside so it gives it a more, I don't know, it looks like designer series paper all the way around, or I can leave it out. So you let me know while I finish up the front. So my ink is the Sweet Sorbet, just like that. I'm going to pop this up. On the front. I love these framelits. They're so pretty with their little flower design. Just like that. Oops, I can see I didn't punch out one of the petals there. We're going to pop up this big flower up in this corner up here. And then we'll put this one down here in this corner. Maybe I'll use a little dimensional. I kind of, I didn't want to cover up my words so much. I think that side might be better, like that. All right, now I'm going to come in with the pearls. And I'll put one in, and I'll put a couple on. It's fun to put them in the die cut flowers. I can go pearl happy. I love my pearls. I'm going to really miss these pearls. Isn't that pretty? It's probably hard for you to see those pearls. Okay, so should I put this on the inside? Put it on. Put it on. Okay. So we're going to put this on the inside. I just need to match up my white on white. Like so. And then I see a little bit of pencil mark here. And a little bit up there. There you go. Isn't that cool? So you could easily, this could be a wedding card. I was thinking birthday because I do a lot of gift cards for birthdays. But it change your paper. It could be graduation. You could use, you know, make it a graduation gift card holder. So there we have, and then I got one more to show you that I did a oopsie, but it turned out kind of cool. So we have the vertical, the horizontal. Just take your thing. If you cut your designer series paper in the wrong direction, okay, just turn it. There you go. So vertical, horizontal, square, and then gift card. Now the gift card, remember the measurements are a little bit different. Okay, so here's my oopsie doopsie card. I did it with the Regency Park. It looks like this, right? But look again. Do you see how I did my fold? I flipped my fold in the opposite. Oh, that's not the one. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. See how I flipped my fold to the inside instead of the outside. So when instead of flipping it like this, I flipped it the other way, which is kind of cool. It gives you a cleaner look maybe on the front. And then you could put in your square of coordinating paper there. So actually the corner flip card works in any direction. So you can flip it away like I did all these, or to the inside like I did that one. I wondered why it wasn't coming out like my other cards and I just flipped it the wrong way. So just there's another corner flip. It just gives you a little bit more, not so much of this that goes to the inside. So it's kind of like a square in the front. I don't know. That's what happens when you do things accidentally, right? You make accidents happen and they turn out pretty cool. So that is your 4, maybe 5 if you liked my whoopsie card, um, corner flip cards for today. Thanks for joining me. I know this was a last minute thing. Like I said, I normally go on Mondays, but I think I'm going to be switching that up now that summer is here. We love that. Who would know it's an oops? I don't think anybody would know it's an oops. I think it turned out great. I like that it's just, I don't know, it's just different. This is the right, well, I can't say the right way because who knows what the right way is, but this is the way that I was taught. And then this is the way I did it. Oops. You can see the difference. There you go. If you are new to my YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. Click on that bell in the upper right-hand corner so you always know when I go live. I will be live tomorrow night with a one-sheet wonder you won't want to miss. Trust me. If you are new to my Facebook page, make sure that you like, subscribe, give me the thumbs up. If you are a subscriber, you will be notified when I go live on my Facebook page. That is it for today. You will find all the supplies that I used on today's cards below the video under Show More. You can also visit my blog post today, and I will have all the cards up close and personal on my blog for you to check out, as well as the supply list. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by.